Behind me is the Royal Mint Court, proposed site of a 20,000 square metre Chinese super embassy. Tower Hamlets rejected the plan in 2022. The UK government called in the application and a final decision is expected by the 21st of October 2025 after a public inquiry. Supporters say embassies belong in capitals. Critics cite security, surveillance risks and community impact. Whatever the outcome, London is now a live case study in how infrastructure and diplomacy intersect with cyber and information security. Our message is practical. Secure critical networks, protect civil liberties and keep decision-making transparent. In this age, the currency of war is no longer gold, nor even weapons. It is data. Who controls it, who collects it, and who can turn it against entire nations. The old Royal Mint stands as a symbol of how the battleground has shifted from the open fields to the fibre cables beneath our feet. Britain once led the world in forging values and sovereignty from metal and mind. Today, that sovereignty depends on protecting the unseen, our networks, our privacy, and our truth. The silent war continues, not with bombs, but with signals, not with soldiers, but with servers. And as the lights of London glow across the Thames, one question remains. When the cables of a foreign power run beneath your capital, who truly owns the city's future? We've traced the lines of Britain's cyber battlefields from MI5 to Parliament, from the Defence Ministry to the NHS. But all roads lead to one place, not Pall Mall's grand clubs or ministries of power, but to a fortress quietly rising here in East London. Officials say they are for diplomatic functions, but cyber experts warn a mega embassy is never just diplomacy, it is infrastructure for information dominance. From broadcasting house to the city, from communication towers to the mega embassy, this is the map of cyber warfare in our daily lives. It's not only fought in intelligent offices or military bunkers, it is fought in newsrooms, on trading floors, in airports, in courts of justice, and in the invisible networks that carry our voices. What we've shown here is only part of the picture. In the coming short videos, we'll explore the rest. How cyber lawfare reaches deeper into finance, healthcare, education, and even personal freedom. Cyber war knows no borders and warfare gives it new weapons. The question is not whether we are part of this battle, but how we choose to defend truth, trust, and freedom in this digital age. Here we're outside the Chinese embassy. For years, investigators have traced major cyber intrusions back to groups linked with the Chinese Communist Party. In 2021, Microsoft revealed that hackers had broken into email systems worldwide, an operation later attributed to China. Then, in 2023, Britain's Electoral Commission discovered its voter data had been breached, millions of records exposed. By 2024, the UK and its allies publicly named China and imposed sanctions, including expanding Magnitsky-style sanctions on foreign actors involved in cyber intrusions affecting democratic processes. So while we're here outside the Chinese embassy, it would be wrong not to mention this vigil here behind me for Falun Gong. It's been here for 23 years, exposing the brutal persecution against its spiritual belief. This crime against humanity is a missing piece in the puzzle, and we will later take a deeper dive in our further episodes. Behind me stands the BBC Broadcasting House, an icon of British media. It's supposed to represent free speech, the ability to report facts without fear. But in today's cyber battlefield, journalists themselves are on the front lines. In 2021, BBC journalist John Sudworth was forced to leave China after years of threats, harassment and surveillance. His reporting on human rights abuses in Xinjiang brought pressure not only on him, but also on his family. Eventually, he fled with his wife and children to Taiwan for safety. This is lawfare in action. When intimidation, legal harassment and digital monitoring are used to silence truth. Cyber warfare today is not a distant possibility. It's happening right now. It does not look like soldiers crossing borders or bombs falling from the sky. Instead, it targets the invisible arteries of society. Our information, our economy, our transport, our communications, and even our courts of law. In London, each of these places tells part of the story. In part one, we visited MI5, Parliament, St Thomas's Hospital and the Ministry of Defence. Now, in part two, we follow the trail into the wider society, where every citizen can become a target of this silent war. Cyber war against media doesn't stop at harassment. Hackers have attempted to bribe or infiltrate journalists, trying to gain access to media systems from the inside. BBC journalists have reported direct attempts to hack their accounts and networks. If successful, such attacks could have turned trusted news outlets into disinformation machines. This is why Broadcasting House is not only a media headquarters, it is also a frontline fortress in the battle for truth. Communication networks are tempting targets. Everything from mobile data to emergency services depend on them. If an enemy controls the flow of information, they control society itself. BT Tower reminds us that every signal, every phone call, every connection can be both a lifeline and a battlefield. Thank you for watching and stay tuned. Cyber war is not the end, it is only the beginning. In our next episode, we enter the cultural war, where beliefs, arts and media become the new front lines of influence.